If 1 omega omega square are the cube roots of unity, then prove that 2 minus omega into 2 minus omega square into 2 minus omega power 10 into 2 minus omega power 11 is equals to 49. So let us consider the left hand side here. Left hand side is 2 minus omega into 2 minus omega square into 2 minus omega power 10 into 2 minus omega power 11. Let's keep the first two terms as it is because it is in omega and omega square terms. Let the first two terms be as it is. Now remember, we have the condition that product of cube roots of unity is equals to 1. So any power of omega can be converted in terms of omega cube. So here we have omega power 10. Using the product of cube roots of unity, that is omega cube as 1, we can write omega power 10 in terms of omega cube as omega power 3, omega power 3, omega power 3 into omega. So 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1 will make it 10. Omega cube is 1. So 1 into 1 into 1 into omega is equals to omega. Similarly, here we have omega power 11. This omega power 11 also we can write in terms of omega cube as omega cube into omega cube into omega cube into omega square. So 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 3 is 9, 9 plus 2 is 11. So we know omega cube is 1. So we can write 1 into 1 into 1 into omega square is equals to omega square. So we can write 2 minus omega power 10. Omega power 10 can be written as omega and omega power 11 can be written as omega square. Now we can see 2 minus omega is repeated 2 times and 2 minus omega square is repeated 2 times. So we can write 2 minus omega whole square into 2 minus omega square whole square. We can also write the square commonly outside. So let us write 2 minus omega into 2 minus omega square. Commonly we will write the square of both these terms outside. Now let us multiply inside. 2 into 2 is 4. 2 into minus omega square is minus 2 omega square. Minus omega into 2 is minus 2 omega. Minus omega into minus omega square is plus omega cube whole square. So 4 minus, you can see the middle two terms. We can take out minus 2 common. So we can take minus 2 common from these two terms. So we will have omega square plus omega cube we can write down as it is whole square. The square is still there. So we can write this as 4 minus 2 into, we have the condition sum of the cube roots of unity is equals to 0, that is 1 plus omega square is 0. So we can write omega plus omega square. By taking 1 on the other side, we can write this as minus 1. So instead of omega square plus omega, we can write this as minus 1. Plus we know the product of cube roots of unity is 1. So omega cube value we can write as 1 whole square. So we have 4 minus 2 into minus 1 is plus 2 plus 1 whole square. So this makes it 4 plus 2 plus 1 to 7. 7 square is equals to 49, our required value on the right hand side. If 1 omega square are the cube roots of unity, then prove that 1 minus omega plus omega square whole power 6 plus 1 minus omega square plus omega whole power 6 is equals to 128. And also we have to prove that 1 minus omega plus omega square whole power 7 plus 1 plus omega minus omega square whole power 7 is also equals to 128. So we have to prove this that the sum of two different terms is equals to 128. Let us first consider the term on the left, that is 1 minus omega plus omega square whole power 6 plus 1 minus omega square plus omega whole power 6. Just the thing we have to do is first we will try to write the positive terms together, then we will write minus omega whole power 6. Same here, we will write 1 plus omega the positive terms first, then we will write minus omega square whole power 6. So once again we will have to make use of the condition that sum of the cube roots of unity is equals to 0. From this we can write the value of 1 plus omega square as minus omega. Omega is sent on the other side, so we get 1 plus omega square as minus omega, or if we want 1 plus omega value, we need to send omega square on the other side, so we can write 1 plus omega as minus omega square. So these two values we have to use here. Instead of 1 plus omega square, we can write minus omega. We already have 1 minus omega there, whole power 6, plus 1 plus omega we can write also as minus omega square. We have minus omega square already there, whole power 6. So minus omega 2 times is minus 2 omega whole power 6, and minus omega square 2 times is minus 2 omega square. The whole power 6 will be as it is. So minus 6 times will be plus, this will be 2 power 6 omega power 6, plus minus 6 times, if you multiply minus it will become plus, minus to the power of even number will be plus. So we have 2 power 6 omega power 2 into 6 is omega power 12. So we can take out 2 power 6 common, remaining terms will be omega power 6 plus omega power 12. 2 power 6 is nothing but this will be equals to 64. 2 multiplied 6 times will be 64 into omega power 6 and omega power 12. Remember, we have product of cube roots of unity. Omega cube is equals to 1. So any term to the power, any power of omega can be written in terms of omega power 3. So omega power 6 we can write as omega power 3 into omega power 3, that is 1 into 1 equals to 1, and this is omega power 6, we can write as omega power 3 into omega power 3, 1 into 1 is 1. Okay, so we have omega power 12 now. Omega power 12 we can write as omega power 3 whole power 4. So omega power 3 we can write 4 times. Omega power 3 is 1. 3 into 4 is 12, remember. So we can write omega power 12 as omega power 3 into 4. So omega power 3 is 1. 1 to the power of 4 is also 1. So we can write this omega power 6 as 1 and omega power 12 also as 1. So 64 into 1 plus 1 is 2. 64 into 2 is 128. Similarly, we will consider the other term on the right also separately. We have to prove that this value is also equals to 128. So the term is 1 minus omega plus omega square whole power 7. 1 plus omega minus omega square whole power 7. Same like the previous term, we will write first the positive values 1 plus omega square, then we will write minus omega whole power 7. Here we already have the positive terms together first, then minus omega square whole power 7. So 1 plus omega square, again from the condition of sum of the cube roots of unity equals to 0. From this condition we can write 1 plus omega square as minus omega. We already have minus omega, this is whole power 7, and 1 plus omega we can write as minus omega square, and we have minus omega square there already, whole power 7. So minus omega 2 times will be minus 2 omega whole power 7, and minus omega square 2 times will be minus 2 omega square whole power 7. Minus, if you multiply 7 times it will remain minus, so we have 2 power 7 omega power 7. And same here, minus, if you multiply 7 times will remain minus 2 power 7. Omega power 2 into 7 is omega power 14. So we can write minus 2 power 7 as the common term. Minus is a common. 2 power 7 is also common. So we can take this common term outside. Remaining will be omega power 7 here and plus omega power 14 in the second term. So minus will remain as it is. 2 power 7 remember is 128. Now omega power 7 again we can use the condition product of cube roots of unity is 1. So using this condition we can write omega power 7 also in terms of omega power 3 as omega power 3 into omega power 3 into omega power 1. Omega power 3 remember is 1 into omega. This is equals to omega. So omega power 7 can be written also as omega. Same way we can write omega power 14. Omega power 14 we can write as omega power 3 into 4. 3 into 4 is 12 plus omega power 2, that is 12 plus 2 will make it 14. So we can write omega power 14 as omega power 3 into 4 and omega power 2. Omega power 3 is 1. 1 power 4 into omega square, that is 1 into omega square is again equals to omega square. So omega power 14 is nothing but omega square. So minus 128, again we will use the condition sum of the cube roots of unity 1 plus omega square is equals to 0. From this we can write omega plus omega square as minus 1. So omega plus omega square can be written as minus 1. So minus into minus will be plus. 128 into 1 is 128. Therefore we can say that both these terms sum up to give the value as 128.